back to the channel. Today we are going to be back on the rusted out bug today. We are going to try to get the engine to start. That is going to be our primary goal for today. It is like 52 degrees here in Florida, which for some of you people that's not cold, but for me it is. So hopefully I can stay warm, push through the cold. For this Florida boy, it's pretty rough. So that's what we're going to work on today. So first thing we'll do is we'll get the carburetor off. We'll take it in the shed where it's a little bit warmer, and we will just kind of clean it out a little bit. I'm not going to do a full clean on it, just enough to make sure no debris or anything's getting down into the engine. And then hopefully we can get this thing to run today. All right, let's do this. All right, so first things first, looks like we need to get the throttle cable off by using this. And then we're going to pull off this hose right here. This is a vacuum hose. I'm going to stick it back over here. Let's see, throttle cable, vacuum hose. So our fuel line's already unhooked here. Let's actually unhook it from up here too. Our fuel inlet hose, put it back on there and stick it out of the way. Alright, so now get this off, and then we have a bolt here, we have a bolt here, and that should just pop right off. Alright, let's go take it in there on the workbench, get it cleaned up. Alright, so let's get this thing taken apart. So we're going to pull off the top part of this. You can see it's been sitting for a while. The fact that there was no air filter on the top of this thing was what really made me want to make sure we cleaned it out. There's trash down in here, you can see. Let's see if we can get you can see the trash down in there. So we're just going to pull off the these 4 screws, 2, 3, 4, right there, and then looks like there's a screw right here as well, and remove this spring, and then let's see, and then I'm thinking that once we unhook this wire, this top part will come off, so let's see what happens. Go. And there is all kinds of fun dirt in there. Got more in there. Oh, sorry about that. Surprisingly, I'm starting to believe that this guy did just rebuild this thing not too long ago after the story was he rebuilt it. His buddy didn't pay him, so he took it back. I mean, it looks pretty clean in there. So, as far as there's no varnish, stuff like that. So, mostly we're just going to get all the dirt out, clean it out real good, and then put it back on and hopefully see if we can get it to fire up. Alright, so we got our air hose. We're ready to blow this out. Alright, so as you can see, the gaskets are shot, they're wore out. So that is something that we will need to replace. We're going to go ahead and put it back together. Like I said, we're going to try to get it running. Now, it's probably not going to run too smooth, it's sucking in air through here, but it will work good enough to see what we have. Then we can actually do a complete rebuild on this, unless I can find one like really cheap, and then we'll probably just buy a whole new one. But we'll see. So let's put it back together, and we'll throw it on, and we'll try to see if we can get this thing to fire up. Alright, we'll get it put on. Alright, so before we put this back on, we have a couple wire things that we need to get taken care of so that we can have everything hooked up. So we have this wire down here is broken, and it connects to, I believe that this is an oil pressure sensor. Let it focus, there we go. I believe it's an oil pressure sensor. If I'm wrong, correct me down in the comments. I said I'm not an expert, that's what I'm going with. So we need to connect that, and we also need to connect this coming off of the positive side of the coil. It needs to hook down here to the distributor. There it is, hard to see it, but there's a wire right back here that goes to the distributor that feeds the positive to it to give it spark, and it's disconnected, so I need to hook those up. And then there's also one more wire. Where is it? This wire right here. It comes out of the loom. It goes to the electric choke on the carburetor. So I need to get some wire, so we can extend those and get those hooked back up. So that's what we're going to work on real quick, and then we'll install the carburetor. Just give us a little more room without the carburetor in the way. All right. Alright, I'm going to run to the shed and see if I have another spade connector. Alright, so I do have another spade connector. So instead of splicing into this wire, we're just going to pull it off, and we're just going to make a new one. And there it is. Alright, so we got that wire fixed. Alright, now this one that goes down to the bottom of the distributor, we are going to have to splice because that one does not have a spade connector on it. So, let's see how we can do that. Alright, so we got that hooked back up. Alright, and then we need this wire here. It's going to go over to there. And it goes into the electric choke right here. So unhook this from the carburetor, and I added this little splicer here. So then we just need to figure out how far we need to make the wire run. Cut it. Now I will go back and fix this better once I pull the engine out of the bug. We'll re-look at doing the wiring a little bit to make sure that it looks and actually functions better than this. We'll get some new double spade ends like this, and we'll just rewire all that stuff. For right now though, I'm just trying to get this thing to run. Alright, so all of our wires are re-hooked up. This one here, this one down to the sensor, this one's your positive. So now let's get your carburetor. We'll get the carburetor bolted back on, then we will go from there. I'm not even going to hook this back up. I'm not going to be using the gas to control the throttle, so I'm just going to leave it just like that. Alright, so here's what I got set up. So I'm going to have this wire coming from the battery right here. I'm going to hook it to this, which is positive on the battery that I have in the Beetle. Follow this wire over and around. So there's where the yellow wire connects to the positive side of the battery. And then I have the battery cable, thick battery cable going to the starter, and then I'll jump the starter to turn the motor over. And then I have my ground hooked up there, and I have my ground hooked up under here into the side of the transmission and the engine mount area right there. And then I hooked up a battery charger just so that I could keep things charged while I'm trying to turn it over. Yeah, so I did come back here and I did turn it over a couple times once already. I did not get any spark, and I realized why. Let me show y'all real quick why. And you tell me what's missing. Yeah, so I got the points and everything in there. They all look clean. If I can get this thing to focus. Okay, so the points and everything look clean. They look recently replaced. But I am missing the rotor, and it spins to cause the spark. So that's not good. So we're gonna have to come to a stop on this for today. Till I might order a whole new distributor. I might also look at ordering an electronic distributor. So we'll see. But for now, that's going to be a wrap on what we can do on this.